Hi, I'm Nancy Thompson, the 8 Weeks to Wellness Director at the Springfield Wellness Center. And this month during April, we're talking about leafy greens. Asparagus was last week. Stuff that's available in plenty in the springtime. We can grow them locally, but you don't have to be a gardener or have a green thumb to enjoy them. They're often available at the farmers markets that are starting to open, at least here in the Midwest, or they're even available they're obviously available at the grocery stores, but even in a better quality because of the season that we're in. So I'm going to encourage you to include more leafy greens in your diet, and here's a few ways to do that. First of all, we all think of probably leafy greens in salads, but salads can be so much more than just greens and dressing. If we look at them adding other ingredients like beans and grains and such, you can really make even a whole meal out of that and even get a bigger quantity of your greens in at the same time, whether it's romaine, spinach, kale is obviously a popular one right now. It's all pretty, the greens such as spinach, kale, Swiss chard are all very interchangeable. The lettuces that you think of with salads, maybe not as much interchangeable, but you can certainly combine them together. One of the recipes I have on the website that you might want to check out is sweet kale salad with some other goodies in it to make it really almost like a whole meal salad that uses a sweeter dressing to help coat the raw kale and helps to kind of tenderize it. Another recipe with soup is using kale in the soup as a nice hearty addition. Kale holds up really well, but if you like something not as, I guess, crunchy or chewy in your soup, spinach is a great alternative. Swiss chard is a great alternative in those soups. It's a Tuscan bean soup. You can check out that recipe on the website. And then thirdly, what's really seems big right now, and they're even selling juicing greens, is not to juice it, but to actually add it to your smoothie. You can throw in spinach and kale easily into any fruit-based or vegetable-based smoothie and really get a lot of greens packed in that way because they condense down so easily. They're so full of water, and add a lot of nutrition to the smoothies without adding maybe bitter taste. They tend to blend really well with those fruit juices or fruit products. So that's a third way to enjoy the greens. But why is it so important to get as many greens in your diet as possible? They're certainly not going to add a lot of calories, so you don't have to worry about that. But what they're going to give you is an extraordinary amount of nutrition. In the leafy greens, and that includes broccoli. Broccoli is really just the flower part of a leafy green plant. So if you grow your own, do know you can eat the leaves of the broccoli. A lot of people tear these off, but you can throw them in your food. You don't have to get rid of them. They're perfectly fine to eat. They taste really just like a lot of the other greens, like kale, collard greens, spinach, Swiss chard. They particularly, and even romaine lettuce, contains a lot of, one of the most remarkable things is lutein for remarkable eye health. In fact, studies have shown that this particular phytonutrient that comes in great amounts in leafy greens is protective against macular degeneration and cataracts, so definitely a good reason to include it in your diet. But they also contain lots of vitamin C, beta carotene, vitamin K, magnesium, a lot of great nutrients that we need for good health. A second reason why you'd want to include them is that we don't really think of fat being in greens, but all foods contain a little bit of fat. The little bit of fat that's in greens is actually omega-3 fatty acid. So the more greens you include, the more of that important omega-3 you're going to get in your diet. Thirdly, as well, Popeye knew and promoted, is that spinach contains iron, lots of iron actually, and a lot of the other greens do too, a significant amount, but also protein. Again, it's not a huge amount, but just know that about 25% of the calories in any leafy green is going to be coming from protein. And so the more you eat, the good, nice source of protein you're going to get. Fourthly, vitamin K. It is really important for blood clotting. If you do have a concern with that because you have blood thinning, you're on blood thinner, talk to your doctor. You can still eat these wonderful foods. You just have to they'll have to be aware of it so they can adjust your blood or your medication amount. And then fifthly, fiber. That goes really for all plant-based foods, but certainly these leafy greens contain anywhere from 3 to 5 grams of fiber per serving. And it's not just fiber, but it's the soluble and insoluble fiber that is so important for our excellent colon health. So there's so many reasons to include leafy greens. Check out some new recipe perhaps, add it to your salads today, and enjoy good health.